add anything to this story. Let's move on to the
Media.
next topic. Babe, what's the next thing we got going on for the week?
Sydney Sweeney's representatives came to her defense in response to criticism from producer Carol Baum, who reportedly made negative comments about Sweeney's acting abilities and appearance. This is from Complex.com. Sweeney's reps fired back, asserting that these comments were inappropriate and unprofessional, emphasizing Sweeney's talent and dedication to her craft. This situation sheds light on the challenges faced by actors in the entertainment industry, where individuals like Baum hold power over performers' careers and self-esteem. It is important to note that Carol Baum is a producer with a notable career in the industry, having worked on various film and television projects. Her remarks about Sydney Sweeney highlight the pervasive issue of sexism and ageism in Hollywood, where actresses are often judged based on their looks rather than their talent or work ethic. Baum's comments serve as a reminder of the importance of speaking out against disrespectful behavior in the industry and advocating for equal treatment and opportunities for all performers.
I said when this first popped off, I was like, I keep switching to Tabatha's camera as if she's here, because I have her listed as camera 2, so I'm like, I keep forgetting to move that out the way. When this first popped off, I was like, I can't remember, what did I say? I said that it's fair criticism to, if you want to be a person that's just like, I don't find this other person attractive. Okay, I mean, I didn't ask, but I mean, okay, you don't find me attractive. Okay, whatever. And then to also group that with their acting ability. All right. Criticizing one or the other, I mean, because she's a producer in the business. Criticizing one or the other, I can understand. I mean, the either way it goes, criticizing Sydney Sweeney's looks for whatever reason is weird nowadays, especially in today's day and age. This seemed like a conversation that would have been had in a couple of years ago by a Weinstein in a private setting. Like, oh, isn't that bitch ugly? I don't even like. What was the point of this? This just made no sense to me, and it just gives jealousy, because if you, like I said, I can understand you criticizing as a producer. I don't feel like that actor or actress can act. That's okay.
A lot of
that's
times, yes, definitely is a female thing, because that's what people super focus on. And you've had actresses over the years, especially more recently, become more heated when, they're on getting interviewed for things, and instead of people, the interviewer saying, how was this movie to work on? What did you do to get into character? Whatever. Instead, they go, how do you deal with having your kids at home while you're at work?
Yeah, they ask women
like,
the weird.
What does that have to do with anything? Yeah. You want to talk about the movie? You want to talk about my acting? Let's talk about that.
Because you wouldn't ask a guy that question.
Right. Why are you asking me about or they'll say, your haircut looks really great today. Who just did your hair? Why are we asking about my outfit and my hair and my makeup when we're here to talk about a movie? You don't ask the men, who did your suit today? Who cut your beard? Who did that?
You don't ask the men, how long is it?
So why are you asking me
down
that?
there?
Like, why is that the important question that you need to know from
because
me?
Because the world wants to know.
I mean, I just saw an interview which wasn't about acting, but the same principle. Yeah. Pink was being interviewed. I guess she's on tour. But the important question they wanted to know from her was, what do you think about Madonna's new face work? And she was like, really, that is what you want to ask me about?
Yeah.
That's what you want to ask me about.
Everything else in the world that's going on, and you want to know about something as trivial as that. Yeah, it is weird why they choose.
But then some things are also. I also saw this pretty recent too. What's this? Adam Driver was being interviewed for a movie or for something, and the interviewer said, how does it feel, or what do you think about the fact that so many, like, you're not conventionally attractive?
Oh, I remember that.
In this day and age, in this movie times, and that people, say things about like your nose, your face, and he was just kind of like, I mean, it's been my face my whole life. Like, I don't think about what am I going to do about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about that. Why are you asking? Like, that was again. Why that was what you wanted to ask him is like,
or
what you think about your face? Why do you?
Or
people
Jonah
like,
Hill being asked about his weight, you know, constantly and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I just think it was just odd. I mean, it was like, I don't know the whole situation, but it was almost as if I can imagine this person, because I can't tell. I mean, looking at her IMDb and or work. I don't know if they were working together in a movie before. I don't know if she was one of the producers on like Immaculate or something else that they're working on in the future or something. But it just seems like it's like an unprovoked, out of nowhere, like maybe the conversation was on, hey, what do you think about Jim Carrey coming back to Sonic 3? He's like, speaking of Sydney Sweeney, that bitch can't act, and I can't, like, whoa, I didn't ask you that. like it just feels like it just came out of nowhere. And good for her reps, you know, having her back, and well, they're doing what they're paid to do. You know, they gotta you know, release the hounds, you know, for this person coming out there. But that got me thinking, like, who is this person? Like now everybody, like, I feel like this is one of those producers that was low key under the radar. Nobody really knew much about them. Maybe they won an Oscar before, I don't know. Now everybody, now you've insulted one of America's new darlings. Now everybody knows who you are. Will this affect your career? So I'm looked into the history. What were some of the things that they said that she's worked on, but that she's produced before?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, My Dinner with Hervé, The Emperor's Gold, 3 Days to Vegas, and My Sister's Keeper. Nothing recent.
Nothing.
None of that's
the
recent.
Good. I recognize The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I recognize that title. But I mean, that's just a few things. I mean, I can go to.
I mean, like, I don't know. Again, I don't know what they were interviewing her for. I have seen in the past where some people that are considered important in whatever music, you know, get asked questions about, like, I've seen it more with music stuff, but the same principle. They'll be like, oh, you know, asking somebody who's famous in the music world. All right, so here's all. What do you think about all the new performers of today? And they list off a bunch of people, and then, you know, sometimes these, you know, bigwigs feel it necessary to be like, oh, they suck, they're good, I hate them.
Yeah, but that's exactly how this feels.
And I'm like, I don't know if this was a kind of a thing that they were asking her about a bunch of different people. She just chose to waylay on Sydney Sweeney.
Exactly. I'm looking at her Wikipedia right now. Is nowhere near Sydney Sweeney right now. She's not even a producer on like Euphoria or anything like that. At least I don't think. Let me double check. Let me see here. No. It's almost as if somebody was like, hey man, what do you think about that new Justin Timberlake single? Man, Sydney Sweeney's ugly as fuck and she can't act. Like, what the fuck? Like, where did this come from? Like, that's how it feels. Like, she just came out of nowhere with this. Her latest project, you were right. Her latest project was on television was 2022, Jolly Good Christmas, executive producer. 2018, A Majestic Christmas, producer, Just in Time for Christmas. I like Hallmark shit. Like, that's just TV. Last film, 2014, Boy Choir, $5 a day. 2007, You Kill Me. 2004, Sexual Life. 2008. Now we're getting into movies that were done before Sydney Sweeney was even probably born. Like 1999, Snow Falling on Cinders. 1997, The Only Thrill. 1996, Fly Away Home. Father of the Bride 2. She was one of the executive producers. 1995. This was before Sydney Sweeney was born. It's like I said, it just feels like somebody asked her, you know, damn, there's some good dip at this party, huh? Yeah, that bitch Sydney Sweeney can't act. Like, it's just
I feel like some people nowadays don't know how to be respectful with you are told we're all totally allowed to have our opinions, and even as regular people we're always watching movies, TV, and going, I just don't care for that person. I just don't like them. And that's fine, but there's a big difference between simply saying she's not my cup of tea than saying, gosh, she's ugly and she can't act.
Like I said, the criticizing of her acting ability as a person in the business, as a director, that's valid. She can be like, I've been in this business long enough to know that she probably, she can't act or she doesn't. I mean, even if it comes out that brutally honest and that harsh, she's in the business. So her opinion is more valid than mine. But to group that with, and I don't find that it's attractive. Like, for a fact that her husband must have screamed her name while, sleeping last night. Something happened. It's weird. It was just weird. I mean, I was like, what do you think?
Well, no, but also I just think, me personally, there's a way to have constructive criticism. If you are a professional in that field and you really think she's just not very good actress, there's still a way to just say, I think she has a lot of work that she still needs to do. Like, I think she's still green. She still needs to do a lot of work and practice. She needs to get to the basics, whatever you want to say, besides just being like, man, she sucks.
Yeah.
Like, is all that necessary?
I don't like that scene she did on Euphoria with the black fella. And she's damaged goods. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I was just allegedly. I don't know. Like I said, I remember when I told you what TV show it reminded me of. I saw it reminded me of an episode of Seinfeld when Seinfeld was dating a woman and he found out that she used to date his mortal enemy, his neighbor Newman. And that not only did they used to date, but Newman dumped her. And it was because he didn't find her attractive. And she was a very beautiful woman. And he was like, how could Newman? He's like, not only did Newman reject Newman, big old blob Newman found her unappealing. It threw him off. And it messed up the relationship. It was funny as hell. But Newman knew what he was doing. He was fucking with him. But it felt exactly like that. And let's see if I can find it. The sound bite. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here it goes. If I can find it here.
If you're happy with her, that's all that matters.
You don't think she's attractive?
No. I need a really pretty face. But hey, that's me.
Hey, I need a real pretty face. I'm like, right, really? Just Sydney Sweeney's not pretty? Okay, I mean, hey, you're gonna have people that's gonna agree with you, but not many. And then what is a person at that? Like, I mean, if she was a man saying, especially like back in the 90s and said that, like Harvey Weinstein, like this shit would have just went under the radar. If she was a man saying this today, you're like, what? Not only would people disagree, but then at a person at their age, the fuck do you, the pervert grandpa, like flirting with the young 20-year-olds at the mall? Like, what the fuck? Dude, what the hell? Why is Sydney Sweeney's looks and attractiveness in your mental atmosphere? It just, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like something happened. Is she married? Like, I feel like her husband said something. Oh, Sydney. Oh, God. Like, Harold, you're you're wet dreaming again. Anyway, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about this whole thing with Sydney Sweeney. Eon001 says, jealousy is poisonous.
Remember to like this video, become a subscriber, and share. This really does help us out. If you would like to watch more from us from T3 Media Studio, click here or here. Thanks for watching. Stop being NC-17.